Did you know that one simple vitamin could help protect your nerves, prevent hair loss, boost your energy, and even support your heart health? Even with these benefits, millions of people are walking around dangerously deficiency in this vitamin without even knowing it. I'm talking about vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin. Vitamin B12 does a lot of heavy lifting in your body. It helps your body produce red blood cells, supports brain function, and even plays a role in DNA production. Without enough of it, your body can't function properly. But here's the catch. Your body can't make B12 on its own. That means you have to get it from your diet or supplements. That's why B12 deficiency is surprisingly more common than you think, and it's especially a concern for older adults or those with certain health conditions. For most people, you can get B12 from animal-based foods like meat, eggs, and dairy. But if you follow a strictly plant-based diet or have certain conditions like Crohn's disease or celiac disease, your body may struggle to absorb enough B12 in your gut. Not only that, but aging is another factor. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less stomach acid, which is crucial for absorbing B12. In this video, we will discuss why vitamin B12 is so important and show the 6 key healthy benefits that vitamin B12 can do in your body. In the end, we will cover 8 warning signs that could be your body's way of telling that you already have vitamin B12 deficiency and how you can act quickly to reverse this condition before it's too late. Number 1. Improves cardiovascular health. You may be surprised by this. How does B12 improve your heart health? Well, here is the science behind it. B12 helps lower something called homocysteine. Homocysteine is an amino acid that builds up in your blood when you don't get enough B12. And that's a problem because high homocysteine levels have been linked to things like heart disease, artery damage, and even blood clots. But when you get enough B12, you keep homocysteine in check. It's like a natural protection for your heart and blood vessels, quietly helping lower your chances of long-term heart problems. With heart disease being a leading cause of death worldwide, even small changes in diet and nutrient intake can lead to significant health improvements. So, by regularly including B12-rich foods in your diet or taking a high-quality supplement, you're doing more than just meeting a nutrient requirement, you are giving your heart long-term protection. It's a small change that could lead to major benefits. Number 2. Prevents hair loss and skin problems. Your hair and skin are more than just what you see in the mirror. They often reflect your internal health. And one of the key nutrients that helps keep them looking vibrant and healthy is vitamin B12. This essential nutrient helps your body produce and renew cells, which is especially important for fast regenerating tissues like your hair follicles and skin cells. When B12 levels are low, you may experience hair thinning, brittle nails, dry or itchy skin, and even conditions like eczema. That's because a lack of B12 reduces the amount of oxygen reaching your scalp and skin. But here is the good news. Many people have seen remarkable improvements, from stronger nails to shinier hair and healthier skin after bringing their B12 levels back to normal. That's why dermatologists often include B12 supplements in treatment plans for problems like eczema, acne, and hair thinning. Number 3. Prevents nerve damage. One of the most critical roles of vitamin B12 is protecting your nerves. Vitamin B12 is not just any vitamin. It's the guardian of your nervous system, ensuring smooth, fast communication between your brain and the rest of your body. When your body doesn't have enough B12, many things can go wrong. For example, if you often feel pins and needles in your hands or feet, that could be a sign your body is begging for B12. These sensations are not just random annoyances, they are often early warning signs of nerve damage, and one of the main causes is a B12 deficiency. Now here's why B12 is so important. It helps maintain the myelin sheath, which is like a protective layer around your nerves. Think of it like insulation around electrical wires. Without enough B12, that protective coating starts to break down, leaving your nerves exposed and more vulnerable to damage. Fortunately, early diagnosis and proper supplementation with vitamin B12 can reverse these symptoms before permanent damage occurs. Number 1. Improves cardiovascular health. Ever find yourself struggling with brain fog, difficulty focusing, or even those frustrating moments of forgetfulness? Well, you're not alone, and it could be your brain's way of asking for more vitamin B12. Here's the thing. This vital nutrient is essential for neurotransmitter signaling. Basically, it makes sure your brain cells can communicate quickly and effectively. When your B12 levels drop, brain communication slows way down, and that's when you may start to experience memory lapses, confusion, and that classic feeling of mental fog. The longer your levels stay low, the harder it can be to bounce back. Additionally, it also helps with DNA synthesis, which is key for repairing and growing brain cells, further safeguarding cognitive health. So, think of B12 as a little repair crew for your brain. Studies also show that supplementing with B12 can significantly improve cognitive scores, especially in older adults dealing with mild memory decline. So if your brain feels a bit foggy lately, B12 could be exactly what it's craving. Number 5, improves your energy levels. How many of us brush off feeling tired by blaming it on needing more coffee or just getting older? But what if the real issue isn't coffee or age, it's a B12 deficiency? Constantly feeling drained, even after a full night of rest, is actually one of the most common signs of not getting enough vitamin B12. Think of B12 as your body's ignition key. It helps break down the food you eat and turns it into fuel, specifically ATP, the molecule your cells use for energy. Without enough B12, that whole process slows down, and suddenly powering through your day feels like climbing a mountain. And it does not stop there. B12 is essential for producing red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles and brain. When that oxygen delivery slows down, you are left feeling sluggish, foggy, and far from your best self. So, if you have been stuck in a cycle of fatigue, grabbing coffee after coffee, maybe it's time to ask if there is something deeper going on in your body. Number 6, prevents anemia. Anemia happens when your body doesn't have enough red blood cells to carry oxygen from the lungs to tissues and organs. Less oxygen means less energy, and that's why people with anemia often feel exhausted, weak, and out of breath. And that's where B12 comes in. It helps your body produce healthy red blood cells. But the problem starts when your body is running low on B12. Over time, a deficiency can cause your red blood cells to become abnormally large and ineffective, leading to a condition known as megaloblastic anemia. When this happens, these oversized red blood cells struggle to move through the bloodstream efficiently, leading to symptoms like fatigue, weakness, and shortness of breath. So, how do you prevent this? Well, it all comes down to keeping your B12 intake in check. Now that you understand the benefits of good levels of vitamin B12, let's see what happens to your body when you have a vitamin B12 deficiency. Here are 8 symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency. Number 1, fatigue and weakness. Imagine struggling to get out of bed, yawning constantly, or feeling drained even after 8 hours of sleep. If that sounds familiar, it might be more than just being tired. One of the earliest and most common signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency is persistent fatigue and weakness, and here's why this happens. Your body relies on B12 to produce red blood cells, which are responsible for carrying oxygen to your organs. Now, without enough B12, your body can't produce enough healthy red blood cells. As a result, less oxygen reaches your muscles and tissues, making you feel tired, sluggish, physically weak, and mentally foggy, even if you've had plenty of rest. What does this mean to you? Well, if you've been feeling constantly exhausted or weak for no clear reason, and no amount of sleep or lifestyle changes seem to help, it's worth getting your B12 levels checked. Don't brush it off as just being tired. Number 2, mood changes and depression. Your mood and mental well-being are closely connected to your vitamin B12 levels. This is true, and it may surprise you to learn that low B12 can quietly trigger your mood swings, anxiety, or even feelings of depression. Most people have no idea this connection exists, but in reality, a chronic B12 deficiency can actually cause unexpected mood changes. The main reason is that vitamin B12 plays a key role in producing essential brain chemicals, like serotonin, often called the feel-good chemical. When your B12 levels drop, your body's ability to produce serotonin slows down, leaving you feeling anxious, irritable, or down than usual. So, if you've been dealing with unexplained mood swings, increased irritability, or feelings of anxiety or depression, it may not just be all in your head. B12 deficiency could be the hidden cause, so don't let an unseen deficiency control your mood. Sometimes a simple change in what you eat or adding a B12 supplement to your routine can significantly improve your mental well-being. Number 3, pale or yellowish skin. Your skin can tell you a lot about your health. And one of the most overlooked yet noticeable signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency is pale or yellowish skin. It's not just something you look tired from, it's your body waving a red flag. Now, here's what's happening inside your body. When your body doesn't have enough vitamin B12, it struggles to produce healthy red blood cells. Instead, your red blood cells break down too quickly, releasing a yellowish pigment called bilirubin into your system. If that name sounds familiar, it's because bilirubin is the same pigment that causes jaundice. the yellowish skin you sometimes see in newborns or people with liver issues. So what makes this different? With a B12 deficiency, it's not your liver causing the problem, it's the early breakdown of your red blood cells. That's why pale or jaundiced skin is sometimes mistaken for a liver problem when, in reality, it could be your body calling out for more B12. Number 4. Glossitis and mouth pain. Glossitis may sound like a complicated medical term, but it's actually pretty simple. It means an inflamed, swollen, and red tongue. It's one of the more visible signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency. Usually, a healthy tongue is smooth pink and covered in tiny bumps called papillae. Still, when your body doesn't get enough B12, it disrupts red blood cell production, which can trigger tongue inflammation. You will notice your tongue looking unusually red and swollen, or even oddly smooth or shiny. But it's not just about how it looks. The inflammation can also make your tongue feel tender, sore, or painful, making it harder to eat, drink, or even talk comfortably. And it doesn't stop there. A B12 deficiency can also lead to mouth ulcers, those small painful sores that show up inside your cheeks, lips, or under your tongue. If you've ever had one, you know how uncomfortable they can be. Number 5. Tingling and numbness in your hands or feet. Have you ever felt that pins and needle sensation in your hands or feet, like 1,000 tiny needles poking at you from every angle? It's uncomfortable, a little annoying, and it can even feel a bit concerning. But here's the deal. That pins and needles feeling isn't random. In fact, it's one of the classic signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency. So, why does it happen? Well, it all comes down to the role B12 plays in your nervous system. You see, vitamin B12 helps maintain something called the myelin sheath. Think of it as the protective coating around your nerves, kind of like the plastic insulation on electrical wires. This coating makes sure nerve signals travel smoothly and efficiently. But here's the problem. When your body doesn't get enough B12, that protective sheath can start to break down. When that happens, your nerves don't work as they should. That's what triggers those odd sensations, tingling, numbness, or even burning feelings, especially in your hands and feet. And it's more than just uncomfortable. If a B12 deficiency goes untreated, those symptoms can get worse. It's no longer just a slight tingling here and there. It can start to affect your balance, coordination, and even how you move. A vitamin B12 deficiency can damage the peripheral nerves, and that damage can also impede running, walking, or even moving around. Vitamin B12 deficiency can get so bad that your feet and limbs might get numb, weak, and unable to support the weight of your body. Even your reflexes can also be affected. Number 6. Irregular heartbeat. Fast heart rate, also known as tachycardia, can occur as a result of B12 deficiency. Low levels of vitamin B12 can lead to megaloblastic anemia, which causes dizziness, fatigue, loss of appetite, and heart palpitations. Heart palpitations happen when your heart beats irregularly. You might experience some unpleasant pounding and fluttering, or even get a panic attack from a fast heartbeat. Heartbeat is directly linked to anemia, which can be caused by B12 insufficiency. Low levels of vitamin B12 can cause your heart muscles to get damaged in time, or even lead to an enlarged heart. So, increase your vitamin B12 intake and be gentle with your heart. Number 7. Memory loss or cognitive decline. Just as low B12 can lead to depression, it also plays a significant role in cognitive development and memory production. Memory loss, disorientation, and dementia are possible symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency. This is significant because forgetfulness and memory loss are not always a sign of aging. In fact, they could be a sign of something you can actually fix: a vitamin B12 deficiency. B12 helps maintain cognitive function. This is crucial because your brain requires vitamin B12 to support healthy nerve cells and create a protective coating around these cells, which keeps the nerve signal strong and clear. When B12 levels dip too low, it becomes harder for your brain cells to communicate effectively, and that's when your brain's ability to process information slows down, leading to brain fog, forgetfulness, and that frustrating feeling that you just can't think straight. Because vitamin B12 deficiency causes memory loss and other symptoms of dementia, there is some evidence that vitamin B12 deficiency may be one potential cause of some cases of dementia in the elderly. Now, it's easy to write off these moments as just getting older, but B12 deficiency is not limited to older adults. It's more common with age, but it can affect anyone. It's especially true if you're a vegan or vegetarian, have certain medical conditions, or take medications such as metformin, which can lower B12 levels. So don't ignore those senior moments, especially if they seem a little too frequent or feel out of the ordinary. It could be a sign of something completely treatable, like a B12 deficiency. The signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency go beyond what we talked about in this video. It's not just about fatigue or brain fog. You might also experience shortness of breath, weight loss, vision problems, or even issues with balance and coordination. So, how can you prevent a B12 deficiency? Well, it's actually easier than you might think. First things first, make sure your B12 levels are checked at least once a year. One great way to keep your B12 levels up is by including foods that are rich in vitamin B12 in your diet. Think of lean meats, fish, and eggs. But if you want to try something different, why not explore the flavors of organ meat, such as liver? Liver is not for everyone, but it is one of the most potent natural sources of B12 you'll find. And if you're following a vegan, vegetarian, or plant-based lifestyle, it's crucial to pay attention to your B12 intake, since it's mainly found in animal products. However, in such cases, you can still get B12 from things like nutritional yeast, and you can also bridge the gap by considering B12 supplements. Speaking of supplements, vitamin B12 comes in different forms, but methylcobalamin, often found in sublingual tablets that dissolve under the tongue, has been shown to be better absorbed by the body. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also encourage others to take care of their vitamin B12 by sharing the video. See you next time.